we are going for private peripheral devices, you need to have a uh, external device, how it is getting connected with respect to your Cortex M3. That time you need these external these special register to support the uh, Cortex M3. If we are going for ITM trace management function, that is another one is DW2 data watchdog timer, and if you are going for FPB, that is fetch, patch and breakpoints, means where you want to stop, where you want to fetch the data from peripherals. And next we have reserved area. Next is NVIC, nested vector interrupt controller, means always whenever peripherals are connected with respect to the devices, always they act as a interrupts. For that reason, NVIC is also important whenever we are communicating with the peripherals, and some amount of reserved area is present. If you going for private peripheral bus, debug and external input, TPIU with tracing point internal unit, which will be used for the debugging function, and ETM external trace mechanism with respect to the tracing the connection with respect to peripherals and the device. External private peripheral bus you have, and a ROM table which will be providing the vector table where how many number of peripherals are connected, how many number of external peripherals are connected, and what is the first address of their function or first address of their interrupt. Okay, with respect to that you will be seeing in private peripheral bus. Okay, vendor specific area is separate. Next, in the Cortex M3 processor has a total of 4 GB of address space. Total 4 GB address space is there. Program code can be located in code region, the static random access memory, that is SRAM, on the external RAM region. These three are the specific regions where you can store your program code. It may be in the code region, it may be in the static random access region, that is SRAM region, and also it may be in the external RAM region. And however, it is best to put the program code in the code region only, because with this arrangement the instruction fetches the and data access are carried out simultaneously on two separate bus interfaces. See, whenever we are going with respect to the program code, if you are storing it inside the code region only, then the whatever the architecture we have seen till now with respect to Cortex M3, we know that the code region has its own separate code bus, and data region has its own data bus. Then parallelly, whenever you are taking the instruction in parallel, you can take the data also. For that reason, simultaneously both separate buses can transfer the data. With by doing that one, the execution speed will increase, the efficiency will also increases. Okay, and the SRAM memory range is in the connecting internal SRAM, and access to this region is carried out via the system interface bus. You can communicate or you can transmit the data using the system interface bus. In this region, a 32 megabyte range is defined as a bit band alias. 32 megabyte range region is there, which is provided for the bit band alias region. Now, within the 32-bit band alias memory region, each word address represents the single bit in the 1 megabyte bit band region. See, whenever you are going for 32 bit band alias region is there, no, each word address, whatever the each word address, 32 bit band address are there, means 32 uh, one word address will be represented. Each 132-bit representation is there, na, that is of 1 megabyte of bit range. Okay, whatever the 1 megabyte of bit range is there, each and every value is having 32 bit. that 32-bit value can be represented in 32-bit band alias. 1 into 32, totally you will be having 32 megabyte of range for the 32-bit band alias region, where you are storing a single bit which is present in your bit band region. Okay, a single bit from each and every area, memory area. A data write access to this bit band alias memory range will be converted to the automatic read, modify, write operation to the bitband region. Whenever we are data write access to this bitband alias memory range will be converted into automatic read, modify and write operation to the bitband region so as to allow a program to set or clear individual data bit in the memory. See, whenever we are accessing the alias region, bitband alias region, whatever the changes we are doing in each and every bit in the bitband alias, which will automatically affect your bitband region. Okay, bitband alias region is separate, bitband region is also separate. If you are going for bitband alias, whatever the operations we are doing, that will automatically allotted towards the bitband region, that is read, modify or write. Okay, read means whatever the data present in the area that can be read. Modify means you are overwriting the data on whatever the data which is present in your address. Okay, and write, if it is empty, if you are writing the new data, then it is a write operation. Okay, and bitband operation applies only to the data access, not instruction fetches. Bitband operation is only done with respect to data access. We can't do it for the instruction fetches. Instruction fetches can't be modified, because whenever you are taking out the code, that should be automatically simply fetched and it should be executed. You can't do any operations on that one. Okay, by putting Boolean information, that is single bits in a bit band region, we can pack multiple Boolean data in a single word while still allowing them to be accessible individually via bitband alias. Okay, thus saving memory space without the need for the handling read, modify or write in the software. See, whenever we can represent single with respect, as I told you, bit band operation can be operated only on single bits. Okay, whenever you are accessing or even whenever you are writing the data or anything you are doing, it will be done on single data. And where in bitband region, the 32 bits are arranged in one address area. But if you want to access each and every bit, or if you want to do alterations in each and every bit, then you can alter them in a bitband alias region, where it has been representing each and every bit in the form of single bits. Okay, and it will support with respect, it will also save the memory space if you are doing the read, modify and write operation with respect to software. Here in hardware only we have differentiated the space for bitband and bitband alias, where it is very easy for us to do read, modify and write operation using that bitband alias region. No need to write one more software or one more code to do this read, modify and write operations. That's why it will help you with respect to doing this operation. Next is another 0.5 GB block of address range is allocated to on-chip peripherals, which is for on-chip peripherals, and similar to the SRAM region, this region supports the bitband alias and it is accessed via the system bus interface. Whenever we are going with respect to same type of SRAM, here also we have a bitband operation, bitband alias access, and it can be accessed via the system bus interface only. However, instruction execution in this region is not allowed. Same thing here also, instruction execution is not allowed in this bitband region and bitband alias region. Okay, and remaining space is there, no, other than this bitband alias and bitband region. In remaining space you can execute or you can access the instruction sets. The bitband support in the peripheral region makes it easy to access a change control and status bits of the peripherals, and making it easier to program peripheral control. Whenever we are going for SRAMs with respect to peripheral region, if you are going with respect to bitband support, then easily you can change, easy to access or change the control of the status bit of a peripheral, means what status the peripheral is working. With respect to that, if you are going with the bitband support, each bits can be controlled by using your main system program. For this reason, status bits of a peripherals can be controlled or accessed by using this bitband support or bitband alias, making it easier to program peripheral control. Means easily you can program or you can change the data of your bitband support or bitband alias region. Then easily you can control the peripherals also. Okay, that is, in that way you can go with respect to bitband operation. And two slots of 1 GB memory space are allocated for external RAM and external devices. External RAM is for the execution or storing the data, intermediate data, and for the execution area. For all those things you will be using external RAM. And external devices area is provided for 1 GB memory space. Means externally, if you are connecting any devices to access through or control through Cortex M3, then external devices memory area will be used. The difference between the two in that program execution, in the external device region is not allowed, and there are some differences with the caching behavior. If you are going for external device, you can't execute the program which are present in a Cortex M3 towards in external devices. No, external devices has to execute and give the input towards the Cortex M3, then it will provide the result with respect to that. In that way you can do the this external devices connection. External RAM will be executing the whatever program which is present in your main Cortex M3. Okay, and caching behavior is also different with respect to external RAM and external devices.